created the soundtrack to your childhood. He discovered Justin Timberlake, launched the Backstreet Boys, and built an empire worth hundreds of millions. But while the world was screaming for his stars, Lou Pearlman was running the longest-running Ponzi scheme in American history. He didn't just manufacture pop stars. He manufactured a reality that didn't exist. This is the story of Big Poppa, the man who stole the dreams of investors and the childhoods of icons, and how it all came crashing down in a jungle in South Florida. Queens, New York, 1970s. Lou Pearlman wasn't a musician. He was a guy obsessed with blimps. Yes, blimps. They're giant billboards in the sky. You can't look away. He started a small air charter business. But Lou had a problem. He was a better storyteller than a businessman. When his first blimp crashed, he didn't fold. He doubled down. He realized that if you tell a bank you have a fleet of 50 planes, they'll give you a loan for 50 planes, even if you only have one. This was the birth of Transcontinental Airlines, a company that existed primarily on glossy brochures and forged bank statements. This wasn't a travel company, it was a paper empire.
1990. Lou is chartering a plane for New Kids on the Block. He looks at the screaming fans, looks at the private jet, and then looks at the books. Wait, I'm maintaining engines and paying pilots for pennies while these kids are making $500 million a year just by dancing? He decided to apply his airplane logic to humans. He didn't need talent. He needed a product. He put out an ad in the Orlando Sentinel. 5 boys answered. They were talented, hungry, and young. He called them the Backstreet Boys. Lou didn't just manage them. He owned them. He spent $3 million of his investors' money, the money he was stealing from his airline scam, to house them, train them, and polish them. He wasn't a father figure. He was a chemist. He knew exactly how much innocence to mix with rebellion to make a teenage girl empty her piggy bank. And it worked. Then came NSync, then LFO, then O-Town. He was the kingmaker of Orlando. By the late 90s, Lou was Big Poppa. He lived in a 12,000 square foot mansion. He flew on private jets. But underneath the platinum records, the airline scam was hemorrhaging money. To keep the lights on, Lou started a new investment program. He targeted the people who trusted him most, his neighbors in Florida, retirees, and the families of the boys in his bands. The pitch. Invest in Transcontinental. It's safe. It's aviation. Look at my boy bands. Do I look like a man who loses money? He raised over $300 million. People gave him their life savings because they saw Justin Timberlake on TV and thought Lou was a genius. They didn't know the aviation company was just a desk in a strip mall. The first person to smell blood wasn't the FBI. It was the boys. Brian Luttrell, Backstreet Boys, looks at a check for $300,000 after the band made $50 million. Brian, Lou, where's the rest? Lou, management fees, Brian. Expenses. Don't worry about the money. Worry about the music. The band started suing. One by one, they realized their Big Poppa was a predator. He had written himself into the contracts as a 6th member of the band. He was taking their money, their publishing, and their youth. The lawsuits pulled back the curtain, and the FBI finally saw what was behind it. Nothing. No planes, no assets, just a mountain of forged signatures.
2007. The feds raid the Orlando offices. Lou is gone. He flees to Indonesia, living in luxury hotels under the name Jack Rogers. For months, the most famous man in music history is a ghost. Imagine the irony. The man who taught boys how to be wanted was now the most wanted man in Florida. He was finally spotted by a German tourist in Bali. When the FBI caught him, he wasn't the Big Poppa from the music videos. He was a sweating, panicked man with a fake passport and a suitcase of cash. Lou was sentenced to 25 years. He died in prison in 2016. But But here is the dark twist. The Jordan Belfort moment. Lou never apologized. Even in prison, he tried to start a new boy band behind bars. He believed his own lie until the very end. The victims? Thousands of retirees lost everything. The boys? They have the fame, but they carry the scars of a man who viewed them as units rather than humans.
We loved the bands. We bought the posters. We ignored the red flags because the music was too catchy. Lou Pearlman proved that if you wrap a lie in a beautiful melody, the whole world will sing along. He didn't just scam investors. He scammed a generation. And the wildest part? Every time you hear "Bye, bye, bye" on the radio, Lou Pearlman's ghost is still there, smiling, waiting for his cut.